Right, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another episode of the Three Signings series, the series where we go through one individual Premier League club and pick out three players that I think they should sign which would improve their chances of achieving a certain goal in the upcoming seasons. And today's turn is Manchester United, and I've picked out three players in this video in three specific positions that I think United should make to make themselves more title contenders for next season, or stronger title contenders for next season than they have been this season. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Starting off, of course, as you can see on screen, the lineup graphic, which does outline how I think Manchester United's squad will look like on paper before these new signings have been put forward. And as you can see on your screen, the three signings we've gone for are, first of all, a goalkeeper to replace David De Gea, who drops to the bench, as you can see. Then we have a number 8 partner, a new partner in that number 8 position beside Casemiro, with Christian Eriksen dropping back into a rotation role in this squad. And the final one up front as Wout Weghorst, who I think might be signed permanently, but I think he will, if he's signed permanently, be a backup striker to the new signing that I've put forward in this video. So a goalkeeper, a number 8 and a striker. So let's put forward three players that would improve Manchester United, and a player in each position, as I said, that I think would be a great option for this Manchester United team going forward. So let's go. Starting off with the goalkeeper, and there was three main options that I went for in this video. First of all, one of the ones that I didn't go for, Diogo Costa, who I put forward for Chelsea, if you want to go and check that video out after this one, with a save percentage of 76.7% across a stopped success ratio of 7.6% and a pass completion ratio of 79.2%, which were decent numbers, to be fair. The same with David Raya as well, who I put forward, a save percentage of 77%, stops 9.7% of his crosses, 27 carries per 90, which is absolutely brilliant for a goalkeeper, and 1.5 defensive actions averaged outside the box as well, which are very high numbers, like I said. But the one I went for was a 25-year-old goalkeeper currently playing in the Bundesliga for Borussia Dortmund, Gregor Kobel, the Swiss international. I'm fairly sure now he is Switzerland's number one, or should be at this stage in the near future, over Jan Sommer. And I just thought that he was the main option to go for Manchester United in terms of exactly what they want in a goalkeeper, which is, first of all, them to be obviously a good shot stopper, which you do need in most teams, I think it's fair to say, as a goalkeeper, but also to be absolutely brilliant in terms of his abilities in possession, which Manchester United are absolutely crying out for, given David De Gea's frailties in terms of his on the ball ability. And that's been proved for De Gea in terms of the fact that he has a pass completion success ratio of 72%, which in comparison to Kobel's 80.9% is obviously a big enough difference. 19.3 carries per 90 for De Gea compared to the 25.9 that Gregor Kobel averages, and defensive actions outside the box, 1.5 for Gregor Kobel to 0.8 for David De Gea, shows that Kobel is a lot more comfortable in being that sweeper keeper. And Kobel also has a save percentage ratio of 76.8% in the Bundesliga this season, which is a very decent rate once again. So at 25 years of age as well, hasn't really hit his peak yet, because it's common knowledge that goalkeepers do hit their peak later than outfield players. And I've been impressed with Kobel so far in the Champions League when I've watched him for Dortmund. He seems like a very good shot stopper, a commanding goalkeeper who's obviously, as the stats show there, very comfortable in possession as well, which is exactly what Erik ten Hag wants for his new goalkeeper that he probably will sign this summer to replace De Gea, who has been a very good servant for Man United, does offer a purpose, but I think it's fair to say he's not the same goalkeeper that we were calling the best keeper in the world about 4 or 5 years ago. So I think Gregor Kobel would be the ideal option for Manchester United to go as a goalkeeper. Like I said, David Raya wouldn't be a bad option either, and would probably be cheaper than Gregor Kobel, to be fair. Gregor Kobel has a transfer market value right now of 25 million euros, so you're probably looking at maybe 30 to 40 million pounds to sign this guy from Borussia Dortmund in the summer, if he is to become available, that is. But I think he would be a promising signing, like I said, because of his ability on the ball, and also the fact that he's very capable at saving shots as well. So Gregor Kobel in goal for Man United in this video. And now onto the central midfielder option that I'm putting forward for Manchester United to sign in this video. And to be fair, there was only one outstanding option really. You'll probably be able to guess it, but I analysed quite a few midfielders in this one, but there was one that stood out in every single stat and just the eye test as well. Frenkie de Jong. I think Manchester United would be they'd be doing wonders to get this guy in the door, it's fair to say. 25 years of age, has the whole world ahead of him, one of the best midfielders in the world right now for Barcelona and the Dutch national team. And in terms of what Manchester United want in that 8th position next to Casemiro, it's someone who is very good in terms of his possession play once again, because like I said, Erik ten Hag's team, they do like to play a possession-based style of football, obviously press-orientated as well, and Frenkie de Jong would offer you some absolutely brilliant attributes in the midfield position next to a destroyer and just a ball winner like Casemiro. So in that 8th position, you want someone who's obviously, as I said, got very good passing range and is also able to carry the ball forward successfully as well, which Frenkie de Jong is most certainly able to do. A pass completion ratio of 89.2% for that matter, latter. He averages 7.71 passes into the final third per 90. He averages 2.87 carries into the final third per 90 and averages 3.09 progressive carries per 90, which just shows how good he is in terms of not only passing the ball but also carrying the ball forward as well, which would be vitally important in this United team, or for any team to be fair. 3.57 shot creating actions per 90. He averages a take on success ratio of 58.5%, which is pretty decent for a centre midfielder, I think it's fair to say, and a long pass completion ratio of 79.5%, which is absolutely staggering to be fair for a midfielder. And to be honest, you don't even need the stats to be fair to, see a player of Frenkie de Jong's quality. He's been an absolutely brilliant signing for Barcelona. He's one of the hottest prospects in the world of football, that has been for a number of years now, and at 25 years of age, you're getting him coming into his prime. You probably have to go a long way to find a midfield better than that in world football in terms of the balance of Casemiro, who's able to win the ball back immensely. You have Frenkie de Jong, who's able to, be that deep lying playmaker, so to speak, with his good passing range and ability to drive the ball forward and carry the ball, and Bruno Fernandes as well, who's capable of that Hollywood pass, works his socks off in terms of his energy as well, and obviously is capable of getting goal contributions from deep as well. So I think that would be an absolutely perfect midfield for Manchester United, and to be honest, on paper, a Premier League title winning midfield, I think it's fair to say, if they can get their depth right behind that as well. And now onto the final position, the striker. Now this one is an important one, because as much as I do think Wout Weghorst offers a position in this Manchester United team in terms of the fact that he does offer them a focal point, his link-up play is good, and he works his socks off as well, and obviously adds an extra option up front and a bit less focus on Marcus Rashford, who obviously has been excelling since Weghorst came in. But ideally you want someone with a little more quality in terms of his on-the-ball play, in terms of the fact that obviously Manchester United want to play, like I said, a possession-based game, and so you want a player like a Gabriel Jesus for Arsenal, or a prime Roberto Firmino for Liverpool, someone who can drop deep and link up the play, create chances, but also be able to finish off chances themselves as well at times. And obviously, look, you can go for someone like Harry Kane, who would obviously be an absolutely unbelievable signing for them. 3.61 shot creating actions per 90, which is just absolutely insane, and obviously is very composed in terms of his ability to pass the ball, to drop deep, to link up play. He'd just be the absolute unbelievable option, Harry Kane, but that's too boring to be fair, and especially with the fact that will Manchester United be willing to spend that much money on a 29-year-old striker? I'm not so sure. Maybe if they get new owners in, they might do as a statement signing, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to go for someone else. And I analysed a few players. I thought Lautaro Martinez was one that really caught my eye. 73.7% pass completion ratio, 3.31 shot creating actions per 90, 21.2 carries per 90, and 0.44 interceptions per 90, which shows his ability to press as well and win the ball back high up. But there was one man I've gone for in this video, which I'm sure absolutely none of you would be anticipating me to put forward in this video unless you've got absolutely insane levels of ball knowledge. Amine Gouiri, who currently plays for Stade de Rennes in the French League, 23 years of age, and yet just really impressed me with his stats, to be fair, in terms of exactly what United want in a striker in terms of the profile. A pass completion ratio of 79.6%, which is absolutely off the scale for a striker, and in comparison, Gabriel Jesus this season at Arsenal is putting up an 80.7% pass completion ratio for himself. He's averaging 3.45 shot creating actions per 90, Gouiri, and then in terms of his carries as well, 27.4 carries per 90, which shows he is very comfortable in, taking control of the ball. A take on success ratio of 35.2%, which, obviously shows that he is quite capable in terms of taking on his man as well. And in terms of his ability to press and win the ball back high up the pitch, 0.43 tackles in the attacking third and 0.28 interceptions per 90, which are decent numbers for strikers as well. He's only scored 9 goals for Rennes this season, but to be fair, he offers you a lot more than just goals. It's kind of like similar to Gabriel Jesus, to be fair as well, because obviously he's got his fair share of stick for his lack of goals, so to speak, this season, I suppose. But he offers you so much more in his link-up play, like I said, in his shot creating and his ability to pass the ball and drop deep and link-up play as well, especially when you have a player like Marcus Rashford, who's shown this season he is capable of bagging you 15-20 goals in the Premier League alone. So yeah, I think Gouiri would be a really interesting option, especially given the fact he's so young at 23 years of age, and would probably cost you not that much compared to someone like Harry Kane, for example, at a market value of 38 million euros Gouiri has. And yet, being so young as well, he has a lot of potential to grow into a world-class striker, and yet whether he becomes that or not remains to be seen, but I just think he'd be an intriguing one given the profile of player he is and the profile of striker that Manchester United would want in this team ideally. So yeah, the 3 players I've put forward are Gregor Kobel, Frenkie de Jong and Amine Gouiri, who wouldn't cost you an absolutely astronomical fee. Obviously de Jong would probably cost you the most, but yeah, would be 3 interesting signings to put forward for Manchester United to sign this summer as we go back to the squad sheet. So in goal we have Gregor Kobel with David De Gea as the backup, 2 very competent goalkeepers to challenge for a title, I think it's fair to say. Maybe some question marks over the right back position with Diogo Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka long term, but I think he'd probably get away with it next season with Diogo Dalot, maybe not Wan-Bissaka, even though he's had a little bit of resurgence this season. I don't think his on-the-ball abilities are capable of playing Erik ten Hag style of football long term. Centre-backs, you've got Varane and Martinez, obviously, who are going to be the long-term centre-back partnership for United unless something staggering happens. You've got Lindelof and Maguire as the backups. I'm fairly sure one of them time. Probably Maguire will leave and maybe you need a backup centre-back, but I didn't want to be boring and go for a backup centre-back as one of the 3 signings in this video. Left back, you've got Luke Shaw and Terrell Malacia, who probably will be, you know, okay for the short term at the very least. I think Luke Shaw has shown this season he does have a role to play in this United team, and I think Malacia would be a sturdy enough backup option. You've got Casemiro and Frankie de Jong, like I said, with Christian Eriksen as de Jong's backup, which would be a very good backup, and Fred, who, you know, would be a decent squad player in this United team, as he's shown this season he is, you know, a capable footballer. Bruno Fernandes with Donny van de Beek as the backup. Maybe Van de Beek would be moved on and you get someone else in, or, you know, maybe bring up someone from the youth academy, but for now I've got Van de Beek. On the right side, you've got Anthony and Sancho, 2 players who do have points to prove, I think it's fair to say, in the next few years in the Premier League, but I think they do have a lot of potential, and I think both of them do deserve a shot next season. Rashford off the left with Garnacho behind him, and Guiri up front with Weghorst the option to come off the bench, which would give you an interesting focal point off the bench for Guiri if things aren't working. So yeah, overall I think it's a fairly balanced squad for Manchester United there on paper, with a lot more quality than they do have at their disposal at this moment in time, with those 3 signings I put forward, and I think would give them a lot of improvement towards, you know, playing Erik ten Hag's dream style of football, which, like I said, is a possession based game with a hint of press up front as well. So yeah, Frankie de Jong, Gregor Kobel and Amin Guiri, get them in, Erik ten Hag and the Manchester United board, and trust me, you will be fighting for Premier League titles next season. No guarantee, because what do I know, but even still. And yeah, so that'll bring us to the end of this video. Manchester United fans, let me know your thoughts on these 3 signings in the comment section below, and if you had to pick 3 realistic signings to sign in this summer to improve your chances of making yourselves Premier League title contenders long term, let me know who they would be in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, would be massively appreciated. Also, if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that would be hugely appreciated. We're closing in now on 2,000 subscribers on this channel, so every single one of you that hits that subscribe button would be an absolute legend in helping me get there as soon as possible. And yeah, I'll chat to you guys in my next video, and yeah, see you later.